good Joe. Am I right? Howdy everyone, welcome back to Brews and Books. I'm your host Camille, and today it is my first video since like ever. I probably haven't posted since September, maybe, but it's my first video in 2020, so that's super exciting. So today I'm just going to be basically giving my 2019 stats and kind of getting a little rundown for 2020 of what I kind of want to accomplish, my goals, blah blah blah. So let's get right into the beer. This is a really exciting beer. I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to break open my 6-pack, but this has been a beer that I've wanted to try for so long. I tried it already, but I wanted you guys to see it. So get ready. So it's by Martin House, and I've already said before, Martin House is one of my favorite breweries so far that I have not been to quite yet, and I'm so close. This year my goal is to go to Martin House and try some of their beers. But this is Best Maid. It is a sour pickle beer, and I love pickles. So this has been like, as soon as it came out, I forgot when it came out last year, they announced that they were having a pickle beer. I was so excited, but every time I tried going to the store, every time I tried finding it, whatever, it was always sold out. So at one point I did not have that much money to like really spend on it, and I was just like, you know what, I don't care, I'm gonna buy some pickle beer. So I bought 2 cases, finished one, so I'm down to my last 6-pack. So I'm really hoping that soon I can get another 6-pack, maybe 2 more 6-packs, because stuff is good, but literally tastes like pickles. It's good warm, it's good cold. I prefer it cold, but I can drink it both ways. If you like pickle juice, think about watered down pickle juice, but it's like strong enough that it's still good. It's not very beery, but it's a little beery. You know, I don't know how to describe it, but I give this 5 out of 5 stars because it's that good. I really love it. But cheers, y'all. Oh, it's so good. Oh. Okay, so we're just gonna set that down. We're gonna get into our stats. So for 2019, I had a goal of 50 books. And I do believe I only read 44. At the end of last month, I was like rushing. I was trying to get in as many books as possible, but I couldn't. I didn't have the attention span, and I was like, I've been reading so much and I'm just craving all this information in my brain. So did not cram anymore, just kind of like left it as is and just moved on. So I read a total of 44 books, which is great. And between 44 of those books, I read 11,309 words, or pages, sorry. That would be a lot more pages, a lot more words, jeez. 11,309 pages. So that's it's a good chunk of pages. The shortest book I read was Skyward, and that's by Joe Henderson. It's a graphic novel, and one of my favorite graphic novels. I gave that one a 5 out of 5 stars because it's just so good. The premise is really great. Go read it if you haven't. So I'm not going to try to give you a synopsis. And then the longest book I read was Illuminae by Amy Kaufman, and I gave this one 3 out of 5 stars because I didn't know how to feel with it. It's odd, and I didn't know. But that's my longest book with 602 pages, and I read that one via audiobook, and I have a physical copy, so I followed along as well, just to make sure I was really understanding the story. Okay, so the most popular book that I read was The Silent Patient, which it was good, but it wasn't the best. I enjoyed reading it, and the twist really got me, because I definitely wasn't expecting it, and so I was really shocked. But it just didn't have the punch that I was looking for. So I don't know. So that one was the most popular. A lot of people read that one. And the least popular book that I read was Suicide Risk. It was volume 2. I picked it up by accident, and it was okay. I need to read the first one because I'm really out of line. I don't know where to start, where to begin. It's great. My average rating for the year was 4.2 stars out of 5. So that's a pretty high. I'm rating a lot of things pretty high. So quite interesting. And like the highest rated on Goodreads out of all my books that I read was Saga Vol.2. Volume 2 was really good. I don't remember how many stars I gave it, but I gave it plenty of them. Let's see. So my first book that I reviewed for 2019 was For Everyone by Jason Reynolds, and it is a work of poems, and I absolutely love this set of poems. I think this year it was the best set of poems that I've read like all year. So I definitely would recommend everyone, literally everyone, to read these poems and just fall in love with the book. And if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. But it was really good, and I'm really glad that was my first review of last year. But I read a lot of good books. I read a couple of not so great ones. So it is what it is. That's what reading is, right? You win some and you lose some. We like some L's. We like some W's. So, and the last review of the year was the graphic novel She Could Fly. It's not telling me, but it's by an author, and I'll make sure that I leave all of this information down below. But basically, it was probably my least favorite read. I gave it 2 stars. It just didn't resonate as much with me, and I just couldn't get into it. I finished it, but I just couldn't get into it. I wouldn't continue the series. So that was my last book. So 44 of 50 books. I don't want to name all 44 books that I read because that's a lot of books. But I read a lot. Did a lot of graphic novel reading. Tried my best to read some books and like anthologies, poems, kind of on that spectrum. But yeah, that's my 2019 in a whole, in the bag. So for 2020, I am setting my reading goal to 50 books again, because I must get to 50 books this year. I have no choice. So basically I would need to read 4 books a month. So, that doesn't matter what platform it's on. Either it's audiobook, physical copy, or it's a graphic novel, whatever floats my boat. I just have to read 4 books every single month. So I'm going to do my best to do so. Maybe one month might be better than the other, and I might read 5. Who knows? We'll see. But yes, 50 books for this year. I really want to read. I think top priority for me is making sure I read at least 1 book for the year, or 1 big book for the year. I'm sorry. And that I want to be Children of Blood and Bone. So I'm really excited. I have the physical copy. I might audiobook it as well, but we'll see. I definitely want to read a ton more graphic novels. I'm currently starting Deadly Class. I've read volume 1 and I'm starting on volume 2. And I'm really wanting to get more into some more poetry. It's kind of hard to find, and can be for me. Poetry can be really expensive for such small word and small verse. So I have a drawback to buying poetry, but I would really like to get into it, and I will probably splurge a little bit more on poetry this year, poetry and graphic novels, and really read what's on my shelf, because there's a lot on my shelf that I haven't finished quite, or I haven't started and I need to start instead of buying more books. We all know the dilemma. So yeah, and I'm going to do a lot more borrowing from my library this year, a lot more borrowing from friends. So I think that'll be good. Keep some money in my pocket, you know, that stuff. Let's see, what else? Do I have anything else? Yeah, I think that's it. But I'm so glad to be back. I was really excited about doing this video and just kind of like kicking back into the routine of videoing and just talking to you all. And I'm like super excited. I'm like, yay, it's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna have a grand time. We're gonna have more outrages and beer and drinks. I need to probably do a drunk haul of kind of what I collected for the rest of last year. But I'm not sure what all those are. It'll be an interesting to figure out. Anywho, well, y'all, that's the end of this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Let me know what you're reading so far at the beginning of the year. I have, like I said, I've started volume 2 of Deadly Class. I'm still working on Thick. I'm loving it. It's just one of those books where you have to be very focused and intentionally reading it like right then and there. So I'm on that, and then as well I'm reading a couple of graphic novels on Hoopla through my library. So yeah, I'm just kind of chugging along. So I'm really hoping to get 4 books done this month and, you know, keep it moving. But as usual, cheers to beer, cheers to books. Bye y'all.